everybody, Jason here of GhostbustersNews.com, and as always, Ghostbusters News right here on YouTube, and today is July 10th, 2020, and that means one thing. No, it's not the premiere of Ghostbusters Afterlife because that got delayed until March 2021. It is time for another installment of Fan Mail Friday. Man, I've got two parcels here today, so I don't want to waste any time. Well, I don't want to waste that much time, but before I tear into these, if you'd like to send anything to the Ghostbusters News headquarters, as always, we've got our mailing address right down below in the description. Send some stuff in, and we'll feature it here on the Ghostbusters News YouTube channel. Alright, now for the first unboxing. This was sent in by, I think it's B. Roland, it says. So give me a second, let me tear into this package, and let me see what's inside. Alright, these are actually pretty cool. This parcel was actually sent by Brian Rowland. I totally forgot. He messaged me via social media and said, hey, I've got a few things for you. Would you be interested in them? If, do you already have them? I said no. He sent them in, and here we are today. And he sent in these two real Ghostbusters collection comic books here. First, Who You Gonna Call? And also, Which Witch is Which? Now, these were two of the books released several years ago by Titan Books. I think there were 4 graphic novels in the series, of course, this being 2 of them. And what they are on the inside is their reprints of the old comics originally published by Marvel Comics. I want to thank Brian because, like, legit, these books are like a crazy blast from the past for me. I was a huge real Ghostbusters comic collector as a kid. I mean, as much as a collector I could have been, at like 5 or 6 years old. It's crazy to think back, pre-internet days, like collecting things like comics or action figures and stuff like that, and not having all the information that's like at your disposal in this day and age, and just, going out and trying to find these things, in the wild. Nuts. The 80s were a crazy time. So yeah, like I've already said, I really do want to thank Brian so much for sending these in. Great addition to the Ghostbusters News headquarters, the collection room back here. Really, it means a lot. Thank you so much, Brian. Now the next package that we have is from, it looks like Ox Bigley. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly and reading that correctly. And the declaration on the back here says that it is a hat pin. So maybe like a little Ghostbusters pin, I'm guessing, inside? Let's find out. Alright, so we're tearing this open here, and there is a letter inside and something falling out of the letter. Okay, so yeah, it's a little pin. Looks like it's representing Ghostbusters 3, and I mean this looks strangely familiar to me. I want to say The Critic? Like the TV show The Critic, this is what it was used in? I think I was sent a link to where these were available to buy online a couple months ago. Alright, so let's go ahead and open up the letter here. Right here. Dear Jason, I've been a fan of Ghostbusters my whole life, grew up watching the real Ghostbusters, playing with the toys, eating the cereal, and of course, watching the films. I'm sure you are aware of the animated series from the 90s, The Critic. I'm right. In one episode, they did a parody of our favorite IP, of course, Ghostbusters. I've always felt that the parody logo that was in that episode would make a perfect logo for the 3rd Ghostbusters film. Once again, this is the logo he's talking about. To cut a long story short, I've had this logo turned into an enamel pin, hence what I have in my hand right here. If you like, please plug them in a video. I guess I'm doing that right now. Hey, Ox Bigley, you made a good pin, bud. I really love it. At any rate, I hope you enjoy the pin. They are limited to just 100 pieces, I guess 99 pieces now that I have one. Here's the address to my Etsy shop, which I'm actually going to include right down below in the description. So if you'd like to pick up one of these Ghostbusters 3 logo pins, once again, as shown in The Critic. Can we actually show that moment from The Critic right quick?
The first 2 films didn't do very well in Italy.
Maybe that's because they translated the title to Your Mother Has a Hairy Back.
So if you'd like a pin that certainly doesn't stink, as Jay Sherman used to say on The Critic, we've got that Etsy link right down below in the description. Head on over to Ox's Etsy store and buy one of these while you can before they all sell out. Oh, the letter also goes on to state that I'm intending to have a glow-in-the-dark version of this pin made once I sell enough of these to cover the cost of having another set made. So if you just want to support Ox, if you'd like to maybe potentially get a glow-in-the-dark one down the road, once again, be sure, head on over to the Etsy page and pick up one of these awesome pins today. Also, I've been calling him Ox Bigley this entire time. His name is at the bottom of here, Charles Binfield. Charles, I thank you so much. head on over to Charles's Etsy page. Once again, link down below in that description. Buy yourself a pin. So that about does it for this installment of Ghostbusters News Fan Mail Friday. As always, if you'd like to send anything into the Ghostbusters News headquarters, we've got our mailing address right down below in the description. So check that out. Send something in, we'll feature it here on the Ghostbusters News YouTube channel. Also, if you'd like to help support Ghostbusters News, as always, we do have the Ghostbusters News Patreon page. We've got the link to that also down below in the description. And that is it for this episode. As always, subscribe to Ghostbusters News right here on YouTube. Bust that little bell notification icon to stay up to date with all of our happenings. And I will see everybody right back here next time. Ghostbusters News right here on YouTube.